How we doing, folks? Welcome to the 6th episode of No Conversations.
Yeah. Damn.
How we doing
Just
today?
interviews?
How we doing today, folks? Welcome to the 6th episode of Just Conversations.
No interviews.
Please
Like.
Subscribe.
and share. Share.
Click.
First, I like to say I see people are commenting in the comments. I want to thank Master from Uptown. He gave us 2 comments. I want to thank. He said he did agree that it does get greater later, and I forgot the other comment, but he did comment. It was pretty good. Also, Miss K Miles, she also commented saying that she wanted to know how do we feel about other holidays. So since some of us up here didn't care for Valentine's Day, she wanted to know if we feel the same way about other holidays. And pretty much with me, I don't really care for no holidays. And I don't know how y'all feel about holidays, but for me, no, I believe in holidays all year round for your family. When you're a provider, you provide all the time. You don't need a certain day to provide.
Yeah, I don't celebrate any.
And we know Miss O has the biggest Christmas truck we ever seen.
Absolutely not. I, again, don't celebrate any holiday other than my birthday. My birthday is my day. That was the day that God made for me. Therefore, that day may be celebrated 30 days out the month. But, I go hard. And in regards to other holidays, I didn't grow up celebrating holidays. So, again, I'm not waiting for somebody to tell me when something's on sale or when, it's a special price for me to go grab it. No, I'm going to shop all year round and make sure that I live the life so I can get everything that I want.
So you're telling me you comparing your birthday to holidays?
My birthday
Jesus.
is a holiday.
Your birthday is a holiday.
That B-Day is something nice.
But yeah, so folks, thank you. We need more people. Just comment, and it's funny because a lot of people are texting. We get amazing text messages,
And we really appreciate it.
And critical text messages. But the thing about it, y'all, please put it on the platform so other people who kind of shy or kind of scared to comment, they'll see you comment, because I'm telling you, we have some beautiful ones, some nice long ones. Critique us. Yeah, pause on the long ones. They really are
No
critiquing us. Oh well, I want it longer, but listen. But they are giving us great critique, and we are taking everything very seriously. Please continue to like, share, subscribe, and please take a minute, just write the comment. I know some of you don't want to do it. I know a lot of people that know us personally, about as old as us, and we don't want to do it. But just get your email, use your email, and just
do us that favor.
Yes, let's build this community. Let's build this community so we can all talk. We want to start on a lighter note today. First thing we talk about is Coming to America 2. It's out. By the time you see it, it's out by now. My old ass hasn't seen it, and I probably won't see it till June. But my main man Mike has seen it. So Mike, how did you feel about this sequel?
I thought it was dope. I thought it was a good movie, not comparing it to the old one. Very funny, a lot of new characters, most of the same old cast. I think they did a good job. It was hilarious.
Anybody
for its own thing, like I said, not comparing it to
the first one.
The first one, it's its own. Its own movie.
Anybody in behind the scenes seen it? They got an opinion on it? They can just shout it out from where they sitting at?
Never seen it, but
I agree with Mike.
You agree with Mike?
I keep getting mixed
reviews.
People like it, some people don't. So I think they're comparing it to the first one.
Yeah,
you
gotta watch it for yourself.
that.
You gotta watch it for yourself.
Okay.
But one of the funniest men in the world. You haven't seen it? I'm surprised and disappointed at the same time.
At the same damn time.
At the same damn
Yes.
time.
At the same damn time.
So what would you say is your best part from part one? Not to compare, but if it probably was your favorite part from the first one, and then what's your favorite scene from the second one?
It's kind of hard to have a favorite part from the first one. That whole movie
The
was
click,
just
okay.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Okay.
But I think in part 2, I feel like Wesley Snipes was a very funny character. For me, he might have stole the show when it came to being funny.
Okay.
It added a different element. It was, you guys see it.
It's funny,
I saw it.
Oh, you did see it?
Yeah,
You
I
did
saw
see
it.
That's right.
Yeah, I saw it. So I watched it by myself over the weekend, and I really like the fact that I could just watch it with nobody disrupting me. No, excuse, mom. So I really got a chance to enjoy it. And you know how you watch something, you just replaying the scenes in your head. One of the scenes that's just in my head for real, is Eddie Murphy with his wife. Now, if you paid attention to the movie, majority of the movie, her hair was like up, rated up. But, and probably in my head because of a conversation, but the wife, when she went to bed, them curls was flowing. You know what I mean? So it's like those little innuendos that, as black people, that they trying to highlight in those movies. And, you know, I think it was just, I caught that. You know, I caught that in a way that is going to be applicable in my daily life. No more head wraps at night. No.
I see what you're saying. Like, she ain't going to bed with her hair all wrapped.
No, them curls was fresh when she went to bed. But if you watch the rest of the movie,
she a queen, so you know.
But that should be applicable for all women. So I think that
everybody can't wake up and get their hair done.
Yeah, but you can still be presentable at night. And I think that a lot of the movie kind of highlighted and showcased black interactions, you know, that we should be moving toward. You know what I mean? Like treating people the way that we want to be treated. Yeah. And even Eddie, when he came to him with a confrontation, it was like, okay, like I'm a boss. Like, go ahead, do what you're doing. Right. I'll see you later. He didn't indulge in it. He didn't get ghetto with him. So certain little things that I picked up, I thought they were sending messages.
Oh, you talking about when Wesley Snipes came for blood?
Yeah, when Wesley Snipes told him that yin yang, and then I didn't understand how he came in that house and fought the daughter. All those guards that they have around, every time they walk, you know,
it was all choreographed. That was the funny part to me. Their military was choreographed.
Yeah, but other than that, I thought it was a good Saturday night.
It was good.
Especially with Corona and everything going on. I needed that.
And I got another pet peeve. So here we go.
What was the first one?
Well, first one is that I never fucking prepare whenever I send out a syllabus of what we're supposed to be doing. And the new one that's coming up right now is that you go watch these jigaboo ass movies, and I'm telling you, watch Judas and the Black Messiah. Watch the.
I tried to get it on Prime. I couldn't get it.
No. Call it Eddie Murphy.
No.
Coming to America 2. A black jigaboo movies.
I am tired of you.
Here's what I resent.
I'm tired of this shit.
I was talking to somebody else who's like, listen, I'm very pro-black. I love my people, but that don't mean I'm anti anybody else, right? But I'm saying this to say, every time I'm talking to a so-called pro-black person, anytime they have a opinion about a movie that's a comedy, it's jigaboo or it's us. We can't have fun.
No.
We can't laugh. Black people can't laugh.
We're on the front line.
Like, this is ridiculous.
That's the problem.
Every time we laughing and smiling, we being jigs. Listen, I'm laughing.
We got one night in Miami. Great movie.
I saw that.
You did see that?
Come on.
What did he say in that movie? It's always the light-skinned nigga. Didn't he say that?
I don't remember that part.
See, exactly.
But it is.
The problem.
He was right, and I didn't even see that part. I remember that part, but he was right.
But no.
But yeah, we can't laugh. No, but that's a light we need to shine on that. I think that
I'm angry at breakfast. I'm mad at the turkey bacon.
We need to relax. We need to relax on ourselves. I don't think that because we laughing and smiling and showing teeth. I mean, we stressed enough in this country. Like I think we should be able to smile and laugh. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Like we can't laugh at nothing without being jigs. That's ridiculous.
fucking jig. The jigs down there watching the coming.
Everything got to be serious and stern. I'm not frowning my face up all the time.
The fucking jigs down there.
If it's funny, I'm laughing. I'm laughing.
Yes, I'm with you.
Listen,
my people in the struggle.
Why he all with the grizzly face?
Yeah.
Hey, listen though, it's funny because
worse was taken from people for doing that.
I know. Hey, listen though. It's funny when I see people who see the podcast and shit, and they see me out, and they be like, "Do you hate white people?" I be like, "No, man, I don't hate white people." They be like, "You sure?" I'm like, "Motherfucker." Black people done did some shit to me too. I hate people that do shit to me.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
you gotta honestly say, we ain't talking about overall our past. But more black people have done stuff to me than white people. I grew up with black people. I ain't been around white people.
My white interaction starts in my 20s.
I ran home from high school from black dudes.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? The first time I had a pistol pulled on me wasn't the case.
Yeah, at all.
It was one of my brothers.
That's right.
Yes.
But yeah, man. So everybody watching, no, man, don't be getting all scared when you see me, man. It's it's all love, man. You ain't gotta be thinking I'm on some crazy shit, man. Because it's all I love everybody, man. Just
And watch comedies, man. Fuck all that. Watch comedies,
man. Fuck comedies, man. If it ain't I'm gonna get you, sucker. I ain't trying to see that shit.
That was a classic.
So moving on to a new subject. AllStar Weekend was in Atlanta. I don't know where we're getting these. I don't know if it's a Gen Z, a Gen X, a Gen Y. I don't know what this generation is part of this. But, you know, you go down the All-Star game. It's funny, when I was young, I remember girls would go down All-Star game. They would really come up. You know, they'll go down and do some very X-rated things, and they'll come back home with a bag full of money. That was the times of my era. People
You didn't always have to do the X-rated things.
Well, some people, I mean, whatever they do. I mean, I don't know what they did. I mean, flash your knee, I don't know. I didn't have that type of money, but I know that sometimes I heard Antoine Walker be down there with a wad of cash this big and just, you know, giving it out. So now we fast forward to today, and maybe because of the COVID, maybe there's not as much money floating around, but it is money floating around. But somehow somebody went down. This young lady, and I don't want to say her name because then it's going to make it to a big thing. But you know, she went down there and she came up short, made a GoFundMe, made it home.
Do you think that was true, or do you think she was just hustling?
What I'm trying to figure out is that she made $1,600 or $1,200, whatever it was, but a flight from Atlanta to New York, it's got to be in the ballpark area of like a couple hundred.
Not,
Like,
I mean, probably not even now during COVID. It's probably cheaper than that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I'm just figuring, where the rest of the money go at? What's up?
Actually wasn't in Atlanta.
Oh, what was she? Fact check.
But All-Star was in
So what she
Atlanta.
said?
It was a con, basically.
Oh, so
Oh, she wasn't even there.
So she was never in Atlanta.
Well, kudos to you, young lady, because you got it. You got
She
it.
asked for 600 and niggas sent her all that bread.
Wow.
So now, who?
She got that. Yeah.
Should we be mad at her?
No,
I don't know.
I think you're extremely intelligent, and you got them. So for anybody who sent that money out, they got you.
But guess what? If 100 people do what she just did, right? We got people out here on the streets starving. We have people driving up the food banks. Lines ridiculous right now. I don't know if I'm with that. I don't know
You're
if
not
I
with the
saw her, if
scamming?
I wouldn't just smack her in the face because that's disrespectful.
Well, no. I mean,
That's like a bomb every minute.
Them people that send that money is the people that's not even giving anything to the food banks and all that. So even if they ain't give it to her, the food banks want to get it.
You know what I'm saying? They just
Irregardless,
want to save her.
my point is her being a deceptive, deceiving woman.
Yeah,
That's what we talking about.
Oh,
that sounds
that's
about
something
right.
wrong with
That's
that? Shit, did you see? Did you see the garden? Do you remember what happened with Adam and Eve? I'm just saying. This shit ain't just start this weekend.
yes, but what I'm saying is you don't take advantage of others, especially in a monetary sense.
Are they kindness?
Yeah, I mean it's not right. The bottom line is right and wrong, and that's not right. That's not okay to just, you know, that's just like what makes you any different than somebody out on the corner begging for money?
I would have had to
begging
hear her
for
whole
change.
story. How did
Ain't
you
no-
get? How,
see, you
how
always
did you
wanna
get
hear
down
the
there?
story.
I need to hear the story.
No,
how
see,
did you
I
get down there?
Well, no, what camera number 2 just told us.
She
Right
wasn't
here.
there. No. But if she was
the
there,
gun told us it was all scams.
no, I know, I understand that.
So if you was before you give $1, you want to know like how you get there.
Yeah, I mean, if you ain't had money to get
I
back,
mean, because growing up, if you called your parents and say, "Hey, mom, dad, I'm on the opposite side of the city from where I live at," first thing your parents would say is, "How you get there?"
how you get there?
How you
But
get
not
there?
even that.
What
There
are
you
you
go
doing there?
again.
Yeah.
There you go again.
Because if you ain't had money to get back, you shouldn't
You should have been there. Yeah.
But not even that. You just said a key point. Mom, dad, hello. She couldn't call nobody that she knew
No, it was
personally.
a goddamn
Exactly.
So
scam.
that tell you a lot about her character and personality.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Nobody loves
She couldn't
her.
scam
Nobody
no,
loves her.
No, she couldn't. No. She couldn't scam her mom or dad. That's what I
Right,
tell you.
right,
Her mom and dad
right.
like, oh, here come Chi with that
And
bullshit
listen,
again. She
and
do this
listen.
shit every month.
If her mom or her dad thinks she full of shit, she can get it down from me.
Your mom and dad call you full of shit. I'm gonna call you full of shit.
So just make sure you look at all those variances. You know what I mean? Don't just be gullible and thinking that you helping somebody. You know, because somebody that's being helped that way, we're stifling those type of people if they always believe and having their mouth, get over on this person, I can get this and get that. Like, that's not cool. And trust and believe, it will come back on you.
Yes.
So,
Or your kids, or your pet. It's going to come back.
so we got a lighthearted topics out the way. We're gonna go to the Mike topic of this week.
Oh?
Because
What's the Mike topic?
Mike is always coming with these controversial questions that never have a fucking answer.
No,
And
you
we'll
know
sit
what?
up here.
I want y'all to start answering these questions, our viewers. Sometimes it ain't for us to answer. We have put a question out there, and we want some feedback. I really want to see what y'all think, like what y'all minds is thinking about, how y'all feeling. I know how I feel about certain topics, and I pretty much know their mindsets. We want to hear what y'all think. So
Sure.
when we ask these questions, write in and let us know what y'all think about them.
So we have a question saying, should your success define you? Now, we already talked a lot about success on here. So I don't want people to think that we're going to keep running success in the hole, but it's kind of like what people wear around their chest every day. So we're gonna start it off with, should your success define you? Mike, since it's your question.
The question is, should your success define you? What do we define as success? What drives us? What is it all about? What are your goals based on? Is it really to take care of your family? Is it really to make a difference in the community? Or is it like self-driven? Is it to say, I've done it and I accomplished it? And if it's just self-gratifying, or is it to be, this is who I am Mike, the one who accomplished blah, 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 blah. You know, who are you without it? Should your success define you? That's the question. Write in, let us know what your answers are.
So what do you think?
What do I think? I don't think that your success should define you.
Number one, let's go back. Yeah. Are you successful?
No, I'm not successful.
But other people consider you to be successful? What is your definition of success?
See, we talked about this before. I think that depends on the person. I have successful moments. I have successful moments.
Okay.
Yes.
So then are you downplaying it, or are you just like, what's going on right now?
No, I have successful moments. I have had goals that I executed, and I would consider myself successful for executing those goals.
So then,
and then I have some that I didn't reach yet.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
And I have some that kind of went belly up, but I'm back at it. You know what I mean?
But I'm sure those things also probably taught you what to do next, what not
Absolutely.
to do. You know
Absolutely.
what I mean?
So it's not a total loss.
Exactly.
It's never a total loss. But even at the end of the night, if my goal was to get $1 million, should that define me, or should I be more confident now because I got $1 million? Or should I already be confident in me? Should I be my greatest asset? It could go so many different ways. Am I my greatest asset, or is my accomplishments my greatest asset?
Here you go with them questions.
I mean, let me know what y'all feel about these questions. Like, this is what my mind thinks about. So call in, not call in, type in.
We get a nod sooner or later. We gonna get the line sooner or later.
You know, let us know what you feel about these topics.
And the last one is also, he was saying, I'm facing your inner critic. And that's like living in your head, and we could spend probably a whole year on talking about that.
Right.
But your inner critic sometimes can beat, and this is my opinion about the inner critic. It can beat you down to the point where you start diminishing your accomplishments,
right,
thinking you didn't do good enough because you're being so critical of yourself. Especially depends on who raised you, how you was raised. You know, some people were raised with a supportive parent, but that parent might have been so hard that they like, man, I ain't do shit.
And what's good enough?
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Good enough to who?
So you take a guy like Michael Jordan. His dad was so hard on him. It was like, what the fuck, dog? Like, do you see what I'm doing? I'm putting up numbers. I'm killing this shit.
And that's the thing that's really the question I'm asking. Was your success for you or for everybody else? He might have been good with scoring 25 points a game, but his drive was to fulfill his dad dreams. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not saying that's what it was, but this is just an example. You know, what is good enough?
You can even take a guy like Barry Sanders. His dad was a hardcore football fanatic. Barry Sanders is considered one of the best running backs ever. But even when Barry Sanders was breaking everybody's record, his dad would come to him and say, "You ain't no Jim Brown. You ain't no Jim Brown." So it's like, you know, I mean, that probably gave Barry Sanders a feeling and critique, like, damn, I got 2,000 yards, but my dad said I ain't Jim Brown, you know. So that inner critic is
that I'm talking about
is developed by really shit talking.
Right.
Like to me, it's like people, it's like taking that shit.
What sparks that inner critic?
Yeah.
Like sometimes you gotta,
sometimes
sometimes you just living in your head.
Yeah.
And you're not even enjoying what you just did, because one thing about success and all this shit runs out. You get cold.
Yeah.
Just as well as you hot, you get cold. So I would say for anybody, like with your inner critic, sometimes you gotta go in the corner, like go stand in the corner and tell that motherfucker, yo, calm down today, dog. But I think, don't take my shine today, dog.
I think I was listening to I asked this question before, and I was listening to somebody's answer, and they were saying basically something like what you were saying, you know, go in the corner and calm the inner critic down. But I think you need to figure out what developed that inner critic. Who was it? What was it? What was the conversation that made you feel like you need to start critiquing yourself like that? And then you start realizing that really it's not even that person, because you allowed that person to make you feel like that. It's I guess that's why it's an inner critic.
It's all internal.
I think for me, like just listening to the conversation, I know it may be things that people will compliment me or other people from the outside looking at like, dang, she did that. And I'm just like, okay, yeah, it don't be a big deal, you know. And I think now that I've reached, 40 plus, when I look back at the things I've accomplished, I'm like, damn. But, for me, in that everyday grind, I think you just so caught up on that next fix that, you kind of minimize the things that you've done. But one thing for me now that it stands out is my kids. It is no greater feeling for me, and I hate to keep talking about this. I know I'm probably running in the hole, but when I see my son as successful, when I see my children as successful and he can travel, he did Fashion Week as a freshman, Temple paid for him to go to Paris. Those are the things that I know I did my job as a parent, and that makes me proud. And
but
when you're talking about being accomplished,
what if he feel like he ain't successful?
he probably don't, because again, I think, especially young black men, you always
enjoy it.
He is reaching for that next thing. He
is
always constantly, like his mom and his dad and his grandpa, reaching for that next thing.
Right.
You know, so of course he don't feel like that. I don't think this generation in 20s, they never feel like they have enough. You know, they want it so fast. They think they're supposed to have, he thinks he's supposed to have a Maybach. It's like, I don't have a Maybach.
Right.
But
so I ain't doing
again, he not trying to start off with the Grand Prix. He going straight in. Yeah, exactly. So it's like, again, when I think it plays a part when how you're raised. So because he was privy to those things and he was going on vacations at 7 and 8 years old, his wants and needs are a little bit different. They're a little bit, heightened. But
so you made a monster?
No, I wouldn't say I made a monster. I made a very determined, very driven. I told y'all at age 8, his name was futureoctillionaire.com. I didn't even know what that meant. I'm like, what is octillionaire? How I gotta camp that? But that's what it was, and to this day he hasn't stopped. That boy, all that.
That's
just
good.
saying,
Keep
sorry.
going forward.
Yeah, so that's how I look at my success, my children right now.
Good.
And my daughter right behind them. She a little cook, she a little tech. I can't wait to just see what she becomes. So that's right now how I judge and base my success.
Okay. We're gonna skip back over to current events this week, and something that we talked about in a couple shows before, and it's funny because people think that when you're big time, when you're billionaires, you don't have the same questions and problems as the guys who makes the hundreds of thousands or just $100. So Jay-Z did 2 big deals this week, $600 million in total. One was selling half the champagne. One was selling half a title, to the guy that owns Twitter. And he sold half the champagne to LVMH. That would be Louis Vuitton and Moet Hennessy. Okay. But the first thing he said, they said, how were you able to do this deal? He said, we've been in talks for a year. And it started out with us just having a meeting, being on time for a meeting. Then we had dinner. After having dinner, we came over to each other's house and we saw how each other lived. So if you go back 2 or 3 episodes, we were saying that when you're picking a business partner, the first thing you have to do with picking a business partner is get to know this person before you have business with them. So I'm saying if it worked for Jay-Z to make $600 million this week, and I guarantee you can work for anybody who's watching this just to make a couple thousand, maybe 100,000, maybe $1 million. But business is not me rushing into you because you have a shiny trinket. It's me getting to know you and saying, hey, do I think I can coexist with this guy in this ecosystem of business that he's running? So please, I know, some of those views, people think if you ain't got 1,000 views, the shit you're saying doesn't make sense. But if we just said this a month ago, and then a guy just says the same thing a week ago after he made $600 million, I think we on to something.
That recipe is working.
I think we on to something here. And I didn't need him to say it to co-sign it. I'm telling you that this is what we know. This is what the experience of being in business and learning relationships and learning people. So I know some of y'all may think that we always up here playing and cursing, but we are really trying to teach you some stuff from things we've learned throughout our own experiences.
And it's just reinforcing, everything that we're saying.
My mom right.
Business, when you're looking at who you're doing business with, you got to keep in mind and be mindful and pay attention. You know what I'm saying? Those little things say a lot. He said coffee. He said pumping gas.
Right.
Those are those little, what do you call it, intricacies that let you know who a person are, let you know what their character is. And that's important when you're talking about business. He said it took him a while to do this. We talking big money and a person really being in tune with how and why they are doing what they do. So you want to make sure that you also have a purpose behind anything that you're doing. And it can't just be money. It can't just be money. Money can be your drive.
Right. If it was just money, the deal would have never happened.
Of course.
Because I'm quite
they
sure
already
they got
got
the money.
money.
Yeah, each one of them got enough money to be in their own, in their own cocoon.
Right.
So it was like, no, it makes sense for us to do business together. And even with the guy with Twitter, they were showing him and Jay-Z in Hawaii going back to last year, and nobody knew what it was about, and now it shows. So, I mean, and it's not like, hey, if Jay-Z don't use it, no, it's just human nature. When you start to share things and become one, doing business is that's like adopting a new family, because you're going to spend time with people that you got to make this money with. So it better be somebody you like.
And hopefully too, I think, I would hope that people are seeing that, I forget the number, but Black African Americans spent, they said, I think 700 billion or 700 trillion, whatever it was.
It's a trillion. We up to
right?
a trillion.
So which means that we hold a very high value in regards to the economic trade system, right?
Absolutely.
That means that we are valuable, and now they're starting to see that. So you want to make sure that we are taking advantage of these opportunities. For example, case in point is Women's History Month, right? And I'm highlighting these Black women. And one of the things today, I'm talking about Oprah Winfrey, but it's one thing to talk about her story, but quite honestly, the most thing that I'm impressed by is the fact that, think about all the other people she has employed. Think about all the other people whose lives she has changed just by being present in their life, just by the work that she has done and accomplishments that she's had. Like, Oprah is one person, but I'm sure she has a team of hundreds of people that she has helped, regardless of race. You know what I mean? This one person has done so much for our race, so many prolific things that's upholding us, and we got to start taking advantage of these things. Now is our time. We have created a platform where they're listening. So now if you got something to say, now is the time to say it. Say it like you mean it, and make sure that everything that you mean has a purpose behind it. We done with just talking, right? Now we got to make sure that we're moving in a position where we are in control, where we are in demand, where we are the leaders of our own shit.
All right. So now, this is an article that was in the Enquirer this week. Dating back to the riots that happened this summer, I'm not a fan of riots whatsoever. But what riots and violence teach you is that sometimes I gotta smack you upside your head for you to hear me. So, when the riots happen, especially in the West Philadelphia area on Parkside, I have some tenants out there that's kind of elderly, and they couldn't get their medications, and I thought that was really some bullshit. Like, those pharmacies out there are for those people in the community. Some people really need those medications. But with that being said, I also seen that those riots and that type of anger and violence brought people to start talking in those closed doors that they don't really allow us in. And they said, hey, we gotta calm these people down. So same thing they did in the 70s, what they're doing now. They got bags of money out here for you Black people. They got bags of money. University of Penn just gave a guy, I want to say a $20 million contract for helping their supplies. And this same guy is set to hire 50 to 70 people in West Philadelphia. And I think that's a great bridge that they're trying to build with the people of West Philadelphia. The problem is, unfortunately, the people who really need those jobs, I doubt they're reading the Enquirer. So
how do we get the communication out to our people?
Let's talk about the statistics. How many young people do you think actually read
the Enquirer?
Nobody.
I maybe one. Maybe one. And the company's called Supramsco, and that's Supraemsco. The reason why I'm telling you this is because they're looking to hire you young people. They have it wrong. I mean, of course, that's how we're trying to bridge the gap. The older people don't understand the vehicles to get to the young people. Like, that should be on something, honestly, on Philly Scoop Hall. That should be something that's probably on No Gun Zone, because that's where the youth are watching. They're in there watching that. So you put in an Enquirer is a good gesture. but who's reading it?
Right.
So I'm not saying they're doing something wrong. I'm saying that it should be somebody in that room with this company, Supramsco or Supramsco. Somebody should be in there with you guys saying, hey, if we're trying to hire people and we're trying to deter people from doing this when a riot happens and things like that, we're trying to give these young people opportunity, then put the opportunity in the right place.
Yes.
Don't put the opportunity on Broad and Patterson and everybody who needs the opportunity lives at Broad and Shawham.
And I'm so
It's too
so
far away.
hoping that's not a systematic, plan of how they are, attempting to provide the minorities with something, but then it's like,
Yeah, we
You
give
know,
it to you,
because-
but you got to go find it.
Exactly.
And you know how to hide it from them.
exactly,
Right,
because
right.
you already told us that the best way to not give the information is to put it in a book. So I'm almost thinking like, are you trying to help us and hurt us at the same time, or are you afraid of the magnificent power that we hold? Because I'm just trying to understand the dynamic
Well,
of
one thing I will say, this is a black company.
yes.
So I would
Not the
consider-
black company,
Yeah.
but I'm saying who wrote the
Who
article?
wrote the article?
Who
Yeah.
is the people that's sponsoring the company? You understand what I'm saying?
Yes. So what I would say is I think it's more of the old people and the middle-aged people and the young people and the blacks of Philadelphia. So we're talking about the people that may be like 40.
Us being a village like
Yeah.
we used to.
Yes, we're not communicating with each other. So now it's opportunities right here, right now for people to grab, but it was put out in the wrong way to attract people to it. So I'm not criticizing what they're doing. I'm criticizing, hey,
How?
you should have used a better vehicle.
Right.
And it should be somebody, we talking about $20 million. It should be somebody in there who could say, hey, if we trying to hire the youth, this is how we get the youth. The youth watch Philly Scoop Hall. You might have been better putting that shit on. Oh, sorry. You might have been better putting that on Good Day Philadelphia with that white dude that's funny that everybody talks because everybody loves to hear him. I forget his name, but I mean you have to know the vehicles in which it's touching people. This article is an okay article, but I don't see no one in their 20s right now reading
Getting a
Inquirer.
job from that.
No, because how would they
How
see
is it helping that company?
How would they see it? How would you get the young, successful mind who probably could come in there and turn that $20 million deal into a $100 million deal?
Well, that
Because
was
the young
just to say I put it out there.
Exactly.
Well, not even that. I think again, it's those old people who in these people, not old people, people with the old mindset. All right, we're just gonna run it in the press. We're running press. Such as working Inquiry, run it down there.
Yeah, but I don't even want to believe that they're that off. You still running the show. You ain't that off. You know the other vehicles that you could put them in.
No.
You know what I mean?
I
You
don't think
have
so.
advisors. You have other people that's working around you that know these other ways.
My opinion is that I think people get locked themselves in those cocoons, and they have no idea what's really going on outside. Yeah, I seen the news. I knew it was a riot. Yeah, I seen it was a lot of young people doing it, but I don't know how to get to those young people.
Yeah.
I'm gonna agree with you.
Yeah.
Because even with virtual, so many people, they were breaking down. So many older people, not even like if they worked in that sector, but just trying to help their grandkids, trying to
Right.
help their children. Like they was breaking down crying, just because this is a new tool and they're unfamiliar.
Right.
You know what I
Right.
mean? And then I think a lot of it also is like that culture shock. It's like, delving into the unknown, and it's not easy for everybody. It's not as simple, that you can pick up something and I can pick it up the same manner.
Right.
Everything don't go that way.
Right.
So again, bottom line is we got to figure out a way to bridge the gap. We got to figure out a way to bridge these barriers because, we are really at we got a real good grip right now.
Right.
Yes, this opportunity comes once every 30 years.
Yes, we
If
got
you
a
really
real
think
good
about it,
grip.
the last time the opportunity came like this for African American companies was in the 70s. Right now, the bag is yours to go get, and it's a real bag. And I don't like using that word because it's used so ignorantly. But I get it. But I'm trying to tell you in your terms, it is a bag. And I'm not just talking about jobs. I'm talking about there's a lot of opportunities. Like I listened to Gary Vee the other day, and that's the white guy that everybody loves or whatever. And he was saying how his dad liquor store did $3 million a year. When his dad brung him on, he got himself up to $60 million a year. And I know for sure because
6 or 60?
60 in sales. And that's because
That's a big difference.
because he was in college, he saw where the internet was going, and he came to his dad like, hey, I see this new world coming.
Right.
And that's what I'm saying about us older people and middle-aged people. The young people see things different, and you got to learn how to embrace them. Because if you don't embrace them, you're going to miss out on a hell of an opportunity to just dominate in a market that you have no idea about. You cannot be 40 selling something to somebody that's 20 without having a conversation with them. It doesn't work.
Yeah.
And then you got to remember, there's people that's 10 years old now who get marketed to. 5 years old. You
Yes.
know, your child know what they want.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Your child know what they want. So how do you figure out how to do that without having a conversation with that person?
And that's one thing. I'm glad you touched on it because I wanted to go back. We talk about business and we talk about, the 5 people you associate yourself with and all that. But customer service, we gotta definitely make sure we go back to customer service. That's one of my pet peeves. And it's one thing to have a business, but you gotta make sure that your business and all your associates, all your representatives are representing your business in the same manner that you would. They are making sure that I have the premise in my mind that I dress for the job that I want, not the job that I have. And what I mean by that is that you want to make your customers continue to come back. That is how you earn your dollars and cents. So when you are not, being friendly, when you're not going out of your means, when you're not making sure that your customer is completely satisfied, you are doing a disservice to your brand. You are doing a disservice to your business. A lot of things that we do, especially as Black people, is word of mouth. We all know that, right? And if I have a bad review or had a bad circumstance at your store, how privy am I to be like, you gotta go X, Y? No, it's not gonna happen. So please be mindful of those things. We want to give back. We want to work collectively as a team, but that don't mean treat people any kind of way. Treat people the way you want to be treated in life, and I think everybody will benefit. Everybody collectively as a whole will benefit from that.
Yeah, that's very true. And now we're going to this digital world. So when you do have a bad experience at somebody's business, it's not just you telling 4 or 5 people. You can get on Instagram and tell
Thousands,
because I'm going in.
millions, yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm going
Or you go to Google Ads and they say, "Do you want to write a review?" And that's not just for one. That's just not for one. That goes for every company you go into
Right.
now, because every company. And that's what I'm saying. This new digital world that we in. It's such a high speed world. So you may be thinking, I got a bad day today, and you might have just I just pissed that person off. I'll make it up for the next person. Or I have a better day tomorrow. But you don't know, you probably just ruined relationships for the person who's trying to push whatever that store is selling, whether it's cupcakes, cookies, clothes, whatever it is. So, like I said, it's amazing to me that Chick-fil-A, everybody in Chick-fil-A acts the same, and it's great. I mean, I haven't had a bad experience in Chick-fil-A. Me personally, maybe I'm just lucky. But if I go on McDonald's, it's hit or miss. You know what I'm saying? I really don't even go in places.
You can't even go certain neighborhoods. I'm not going to that many days. Keep your golden arches.
And the reason why is just like, some of us don't feel connected to the companies we're working for. We don't feel connected to the owner of that company. And I don't know what the owner is doing to make themselves feel connected to the workers, but some ways are disconnecting them.
Oh my God, I'm sorry, so sorry. I was in Walmart the other day, and I have to be honest. Sometimes I am selective, and I'll be like, you know what, I'm going to stay in my hood, But I just so happened to be in another neighborhood, and I went to the Walmart. And when I got in line, this lady, there was nobody else in the line, not one person. But it was like maybe the 15 item or less, and I may have had 25 items. She literally counted my items. In my mind, I'm thinking, people, was just complaining about having a job, right? Now you have a job and you don't even want to work. I could see if it was a line. It was nobody in the line. There was nobody in my line or the other line.
How many items did you have?
25.
I don't care. What if I had 2 separate orders?
One question. How many items you have?
My point is, work your job as if it's your store.
But I get it. How many items did you have?
25.
16.
And what line was you? And it was nobody in the other line?
There was nobody in the other
So why
lines.
did you get in the 15 item or less line?
Because it didn't start off that way.
What?
The other lines didn't start off being calm. But when it got to my turn, and I looked around like, dang, it started going fast. So the other lines was empty. I'm sitting there and it's just me. She literally, she's like, 1, 2.
Put 10 items back.
So what did she do with the other 10? Did she ring them up?
Boy, I started snapping. Now I got all my stuff.
You're a line crosser.
No.
Yeah,
it's treat people the way you want to be treated. You're not going to tell me if she was shopping, you want to count my items. I went so crazy in here.
That's 10 items over.
So hold on. Now.
And I didn't go crazy. What I'm saying is I said, no, not at all. I made her think about what she was doing. Is anybody else
You
in
know
the
what she
line?
did? Know what she did? She left room for somebody to come behind you with 35 items. Because she let you go with 25. It's only 10 more than what
Yeah,
she
you know
got.
what I mean? You give
Now
her
there's a
$1 a day.
regular, you know what I mean?
And that's fine.
So you booked
But
this lady.
if there was nobody in there, I think that's a different premise because now you're working on you're earning a salary for nothing, right?
Jesus Christ.
Now-
Oh my God, now her job is nothing.
No, what I'm
So you
saying
know what
is
would have been a problem,
you're
what?
standing there doing nothing. Your job is to bring up the groceries, right?
You know what would have been a problem?
You just trying to take
You
up
was
this.
a person.
You
would have
was
been
a-
a person. You would have been a person.
Ooh.
No. You would have been a person.
That word "use."
Yeah, I know. If I had a different complexion, look. You will be the person that will be standing behind a person in the 15 item or less. It's got 17 items. Is she holding you up now?
No,
Yeah, you would have.
no,
Yeah, you would have. We'd be sitting here talking about that.
no.
Watch
Absolutely.
it, folks. Watch
Absolutely.
it, folks. There's the devil in disguise right here. She is a notorious line breaker. So if you see her and you going and you had to store in the register, shut your register down.
Listen,
Get
it got me to the point where I'm ready to just be like,
get your boss
I'm
and show
about to
him
just use
episode 6.
Instacart. I don't have time for me going to the store and I'm la 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 la. And then somebody got attitude. I didn't sleep with you last night.
No, she like, listen, this 15 item. No, listen. She gonna take this 25.
Yeah, I think
She gonna take this 25.
Anybody-
But I could have
Anybody
had two
has a
separate
cashier?
orders. How she know my mind wasn't in the bathroom?
Because she wasn't.
Whoa.
You don't know.
Whoa, no bathroom.
You
no bathroom.
speculate.
No
Oh yeah.
bathroom.
Throw the towel in. Throw the
Relax,
towel
throw
in.
the towel in, throw the towel in.
You left
You gotta
your mom
relax.
alone in the bathroom. Whoa.
You know that ain't gonna happen.
Relax.
Not after
relax.
last week.
New subject.
Oh.
Yeah, folks. And something new that I know quite sure these great co-hosts didn't look up or care about this week. NFTs, folks. It's going down. I don't really can't explain to you yet. I just know that
Not sufficient funds?
no, absolutely not. It's a new type of crypto that's coming out. It's not even crypto. It's kind of based on art. It's going to be lucrative. It seems like the pet rock is being sold every day that I wake up.
Yeah.
But the difference is like this thing is real. The Jay-Z and Tidal deal and the guy from Twitter, their deal is putting that in. Their deal has something to do with that also. And when I looked last week, I swear to God, there's about 30 articles about NFT. The actual name of it, give it to me. Play. What is it? Say it.
Non-fungible tokens.
Yep.
Now what? Say it again.
Fungible tokens.
Non-fungible tokens, and it's based on art. So the guy who made Twitter, he put out his first tweet as an NFT, and it sold for $2.5 million. Now,
Wait,
of course,
say what?
Yes, the guy who made Twitter, his first tweet says, "Are you ready to tweet?" And he just sold that this week for $2.5 million.
He sold his
First
message?
tweet. Yeah, his first tweet.
Wait,
It's
what?
called an NFT.
I'm so lost.
Yes. Don't worry about it.
Wait.
We will
No,
get
no.
deeper on. We will get deeper on.
But
it.
this is something, I'm sorry, we gotta fine tooth comb this.
No, not yet.
I need to know.
I don't have the information.
Well, I'm gonna need that info.
Yeah, you gotta relax.
Readers, when you comment, you tell this black man here, that I'm gonna need all that.
Yeah,
All
but
that
NFT is real, folks.
Non-fungible
Tokens.
tokens.
Yes, it is real and it's coming.
Lord, I gotta keep
I mean,
up.
the tidal wave for it has taken off crazy and is wrapped around Ethereum crypto. So Ethereum crypto was 1,400 at the top of the week. It's 1,800 already. So what it is a whole nother world of money that's going on out here that we have no idea about. And
But
it's
why
not.
is this tweet valuable?
Listen, because art is no different from Michelangelo painting. What makes art? What makes art so special?
You get it? I'm so
Oh, because it's the very first tweet.
From the guy who made it.
Like a painting.
It's like,
Yeah,
oh
from the
my
guy who made
God.
Twitter, yeah.
Oh my God.
Listen, man, we
That's
got people out here that's
bananas.
worth multi-billionaires. So that 2.5 million.
That was
just
not,
paid
that was a
That was
dollar.
a drop in the bucket.
I know.
But for us, shit, we
Now,
can
how you
keep it.
materialize that first tweet? Would they print it out? Like, how do you?
I don't know.
You know what I
Right?
mean?
It's
Give it to
like
them. Give it
the
to them.
cyber
Give it to them.
world.
Camera number 3. How do they do it? Camera
Yeah.
number 3.
I know you know. One,
I'm
two,
sorry,
one, two.
that made me laugh.
1, 2.
They use a verification. They use cryptocurrency security system called blockchain, and they use a verification that gives you the proper ownership of that NFT.
Wow.
How do you even obtain it? How do you own it? How do you possess it?
Well, no.
What you say?
It's a certain certain apps or like you can kind of download it to you. It's digital, so it's not analog. It's nothing that you can physically touch.
So when there's an internet crash,
You just lost your art.
No,
But it'll be on your
you
TV
can
screen.
download
It'll be
it.
on your
You can-
drive.
a hard drive,
oh
or
my
anything
God,
like that. But
that is bonkers.
Okay.
So it's not a tangible
That's
thing.
what I'm saying.
it's
Yeah.
not tangible.
And what
No,
makes
no, no,
it
no, no.
nobody
It's not
else can
tangible.
download?
It's not tangible in our world.
Yeah.
But if you play in that super space age highway,
Oh
it's
my
tangible.
gosh, I got the first autograph. Oh my
So technically,
Where do you even display it? Like, how would you even
This is-
display it?
Okay, so far
Put
as
it on your TV when people come in. That's what they say is you're gonna have like a TV. You know how they got they have the smart TVs that just keep running pictures.
Yeah.
So you well, of course they rich people got different type of TVs. They might got 20 TVs all looking like one big ass screen. And when they in there, like, hey, you see that picture? Yeah, this is when I was in Africa the first time. That was NFT.
Yeah.
I paid $2 million for that one.
Yeah.
It's a new digital art.
Yeah.
It's a new digital art form.
So now, is money like less valuable in terms of like the green dollar less valuable now, or
What's happening in this world is that either money's getting a whole lot of new friends, or money about to get kicked
I
out the
need some new
classroom.
friends.
Either money's getting whole new friends, or money's getting kicked out the classroom because you got Ethereum, you got Bitcoin, you have different things that's going to happen. So you just had the big COVID scare, right? One of the big things with COVID was interaction with people. So what happens when one day something gets on the dollar and they say, hey,
Yeah.
don't touch none of those green dollars no more. They all got anthrax C1225.
Yeah.
Now what everybody gonna do? Everybody who got the digital currency gonna be like, well, I'm already ready.
I think we need to bring in some young people. I'm just saying, I want to know their mind. You know, what are they thinking? What are their views on this new money system, or how are they trying to get it, and what's their new plan and plot and ploy? I need to know.
It's the
Go.
future.
It sounds very interesting. Yes,
It's the thing about it, people think it's coming, but it's already here.
it's already here.
It's already
And
here.
then look, remember we had the movie Back to the Future,
Yeah.
like back then, way back
Marty
then.
McFly. Yeah.
Gosh, I can't even. My mind can't even like fathom what it's going to be like, look like.
Well,
Whew.
I give you another one. Virtual reality is gonna be in contact lenses, and you're gonna be just walking around there.
Yep.
looking at virtual reality, like 6 hours a day. They gonna.
I can't even handle that. My eyes are shot. That's too much stimulation for
Listen,
me.
you know what you're gonna be? You're gonna be the person walking the mule and the cow across the road when JoJo and them come past you in the 1920s with the new Ford. So you don't have to embrace this new thing.
But it's
This
coming.
new thing is real. Like it's not
I
coming.
already
It's
see
here.
it.
here,
The cars
yeah.
that drive themselves, the
Yeah.
cars that park themselves. It's
Yeah.
like,
Why don't need a license?
and I know one thing these young people better do. They better make sure that they get jobs that's gonna be not dispensable. You know what I mean? Like
I think the job
They
market,
really gotta figure out-
the job market will be totally
different.
Like COVID just showed you, we're going into
Yeah.
we're going to a whole new job market. Everything that you've known.
Yeah.
So let's say by 2030, everything that we were growing up and raised on, it will be like
Absolutely.
the VCR. It will be like the VCR.
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
gone.
but even that happens all the time. Nothing stays
Yeah.
the same. I mean, everything evolves, everything
Yeah,
moves.
It does.
It's these same, like you said, you'll be the person that's riding past in the four and you pushing the, I mean,
Yeah,
walking the
you're
donkey. I
pushing
mean,
you.
I know, Mike.
things always, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, that's just how it is.
So, I mean, I wonder, you know,
but what side of it you want to
not
be?
always.
right? I mean, you gotta pick the side where you're gonna flourish.
Yeah,
I mean,
I mean,
nobody have a
what
choice.
side? I'm just saying, if you're thinking about it, because you have kids, they're pretty advanced with the computers and stuff. Like, you have children, they're pretty advanced with the computers. Like,
You got kids?
I've raised two special I've raised two special kids that like me sometimes and sometimes they don't. But in most of the time, yeah, I fucks with them. They fucks
Gotcha.
with me. When they want something, they really fuck with me. But I think that's universal. But
Yeah,
anyway,
absolutely.
like I was saying, what side of it you gonna be? Because those kids they're gonna start integrating that. Like I said, kids don't even care about money no more. Everything is your mom cash at me, your
Yeah.
dad cash at me.
That's what I'm about to say.
You know what I'm
Kids
saying?
already cash.
Right.
They
Don't
cash
nobody,
at
don't
me.
nobody
Yeah,
cash.
Google pay me. Apple pay me.
I
You
need
know
my
what I'm
own card.
Yeah,
I need a
yeah,
green
yeah.
dot. Mom, can you give me a green dot?
Yeah.
What is a green
And that's what I'm
dot?
saying. So giving them cash, they damn near look down like, ew, who does cash?
Right.
You know what I
Cash
mean?
app is what's
Like,
that.
ew. Like, you give them $100 bill, cash app, and $20, they might take the $20, yo. Like, cause it's like, yo, put it on my card. You know what I mean? So I'm telling you, like, the world has already passed.
I mean,
us.
the difference of when the currency was really based on gold and then the
Yes.
dollar
Yeah,
bill came
yeah.
out. I mean,
Yeah.
it's the same thing.
Yeah, it's the same thing. And the thing about it is that what you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? Are you gonna say like again?
Nobody was carrying gold no more. Everybody had dollars. I mean,
Exactly.
you had no choice. You want to eat or you don't. You know what I mean?
But this currency comes with you understanding how it works. So it's almost like you got to really put in the hours to say, I got to learn about this new money, how it works. It's not hard. It's just that you have to take time to learn how am I going to use this new. Like I said, get the Coinbase app.
So do we no longer need like a planner, like a budget, like somebody that we go to, a finance person?
No, you still gonna have to budget that same money the same way.
That finance person has to start talking in different languages, in different money languages.
I think it's gonna go the same way. I think it's gonna go where people used to understand how to calculate gold, then it went to dollar bills. After a while, you ain't gonna have no choice but to adapt. Because listen, if you only used to dealing with the dollar bill, and your job is paying you the dollar bill, if you're still working or if you're receiving any kind of funds from the state or anything, it's no longer gonna come in dollar bills. They're gonna send it to you in the card. It ain't a thing where you're gonna have to learn. You don't have no choice but to get with the program. It don't exist anymore. You understand what I'm saying? Your way will no longer exist.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But what I'm saying is that.
I don't know.
So listen, what I'm saying is that it's not that simple this time around. Because it's.
And what about stock? What about?
Cállate
I really need to know. I
Cállate
401k.
cuando la
Is
boca.
it worth more? Is it worth
Cállate cuando la boca. Anyway, what I'm saying is that it's so many different, and there are so many different currencies. You don't know if, do I have the Bitcoin? Do I have the Ethereum? How many of them do I use? What do they give me? All right, I just got my pension money, but my pension money came in all Coinbase. It didn't come in Bitcoin because I don't get enough.
So would it be worth the same? Is it?
It's multiple different currencies now. So it's almost like you got to be like somebody in your household needs to be on that app figuring out how to.
My daughter only going to math from here on out. She don't need other classes.
What I'm saying is that because you could be in a Coinbase app and like, oh, I see this because it's 3 different Bitcoins. Just it's probably more than that, but I just seen 3 different Bitcoins the other day. One is $495, one is in the 20s, and one is the one that's for 53,000. So you may think, oh, I got the 50 because you didn't do the math. And you might be like, I got the 53,000. I'm big. No, you got the $500 one. Or no, you got the $23 one.
Just like a dollar bill, what people trying to get over on you?
$100 bill.
Then I'm sure they probably
you know what I'm saying?
Like
when it transferred from gold to money,
to
it wasn't just all $1 bills.
No, it was. So what I'm saying is that you got to know which each currency,
which each of them worth.
With the dollar bill, it was just 5 or 6 different type of dollar bills.
Yeah.
We're talking about now thousands, if not millions, different cryptos. So what I'm saying is that like it's a dance that you want to start
now.
Figuring out
But I can guarantee you when you talk about older people, and I'm talking about older people than ourselves.
Yes,
it's gonna come a point where if you ask them to study and to sit down and figure it out right now, a lot of them probably won't. But when they job only giving them this, they only going that, and they go into the store and they realize, oh, this Bitcoin don't get a gallon of milk this time. You ain't gonna forget that when you go to the store the next time. I mean,
but the difference is because the money is like this right now.
Yeah. We ain't solid right now with it. But when it becomes universal and that's all it is, you're not gonna really have.
But you want to get ahead of it.
Of course.
Put enough money into it now. You don't have to work with the norm. You might be richer than everybody.
Right, but that's not the point, and that's not what we was talking about. That's
the point.
But we're talking about learning it, not what you want to do as an investment.
That's a part of learning, and that was my next point.
Stage. So if you put money into it now, it can.
It's volatile. The money.
Right.
How do you know
I understand
how much it's going to
it.
be worth? That's what I'm saying.
You
so
don't
if you're
know.
changing over that money to what we already have,
you
right?
don't.
How do you know the equivalency?
Well, they'll tell you the equivalency. But what I'm saying is that this money jumps value like stock. So like I said, Ethereum, which is the second highest one, was 1,400 on Monday. It went to 1,500, and it went back down to 1,400, and down yesterday after the news came out that they were using that with NFTs, it jumped up to 1,800.
So now, is that causing the green dollar at this moment to lose or depreciate in value?
See, this is gonna get too deep, but we have printed so much money in America in the last since the Obama administration.
Okay.
We have printed so much money to keep this boat going.
Okay.
What's happening now is that you have an inflation.
Okay.
And the dollar is going down.
Okay.
Every time you
it's
turn around.
diminishing.
So if you think everything is inching up, like plywood right now is $40 a sheet.
Okay.
Everything is inching up right now. We're in a state of inflation. The Fed says something different. And this is too deep. But money is losing its value.
So that's my question.
Money is
so if
losing
you
its
had,
value.
let's just say, for example, then if you had 100,000 in a stock or a fund or whatever. So because of this new system that's now coming on, does that change the value and what may have already been sitting somewhere? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, but listen, it's not so much money that's sitting in your stock. It's money that's sitting in your bank account.
Yeah,
It's
anywhere.
money, no, two different things. Because money sitting in your bank account just parked.
Yeah, okay. So now
it's
stock
not
because
doing
the weight is changing.
The
What does
stock-
that
well,
look like?
Money is a gamble. So in the stock market, if you had $100,000 in 2000, and you put if you had $300,000, you put $100,000 in real estate, you put $100,000 in stock market, and you just left $100,000 in your bank account. The $100,000 that's in your bank account is probably worth less today because everything has went up.
And the dollar bill didn't.
Yes, you know what I mean.
So
Everything's
it
went up.
diminished, like,
So the $100,000 that's set still is not moving.
So now, I
No
mean,
interest,
bottom line
no,
is people that got a lot of money, a
Minimum
lot of
interest.
cash,
Yeah,
need to
yeah.
now be transferring their cash into coins because that coin is now holding a higher value.
First of all,
Period.
we are not saying what nobody needs to do.
But I'm just saying,
And nobody
the way
come
my
up with
mind
thoughts,
is
but yes,
looking at
but
it, yeah, that's what makes sense.
No, what I would suggest to anybody is diversify.
Oh yeah, of course.
So, if I had 100,000 right now, would I put 100,000 in Coinbase? No. But I would probably take 5,000 or 10,000 and say, hey, these are the coins I've been reading about. I put this over here, and you just and you are stuck with that chance.
Right.
If I had, and so I got the whole 100,000, I put 10,000 over here. I would put another 20,000 in stock, all in FANG stocks. FANG being Facebook, Apple, things like what's that shit everybody order off? What's that shit called?
Amazon.
Amazon, shit like that. I would put my money in those stocks because I know that those stocks are going to be around. Those stocks are controlling the future of the world we want to live in.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then the rest of my cash I got to hold on for a rainy day.
Yeah.
Because the rainy day still going to come. Now, unfortunately, I think one day we're going to wake up in America and they're going to bankrupt the dollar like they did in Venezuela in the 2000s when a loaf of bread became $100. It happens. Like if you go throughout history, inflation, things bottom out. It happens. And I wouldn't be. Anytime they had people running around last year, the people who never had $10,000 before were able to touch money they never were ready for. Something is wrong with that. Something's wrong with that. When you're giving out that much cash, something is wrong with that. Something is wrong with that. So we will wait and see.
For sure. That makes sense.
Again, we're just going to see, folks. We're not predicting no futures. We're just talking about history and what we have seen in our lifetimes with these dollars.
Please make sure that you are sending us your questions. We love reading them. We definitely appreciate the feedback. Keep it coming.
And yes, the text messages are beautiful, but please write them on the board.
Make
Please,
sure you put them on the platform.
please write them on the board. Please,
And
please,
subscribe.
like,
And share.
like,
And like.
Yeah, like, share, subscribe.
yeah, and that's all. Thank you very much for watching. You have a good day. We'll see you soon.
Deuces.